All right. Thank you. Well, I told you the landscape is changing, you know, and we have young people now, very dynamic people now who are entering into the political zone. And this guy, honestly, he took me by surprise, man. I have spoken with him. He's a friend of mine, no. Never on any occasion did I get one little bitty hint that there's some politics in his blood. By day, Charlie. Show some love, man. Day. Today, he's come to talk to me. We're going to talk about politics and how he got into it and everything else. Put your hands together. Show some love for Kojo, Oppong, Nkrumah. All right. Wow. Show some love, man. One more time. Kojo, you shocked me, oh.
Why I shock you?
No, not bad shock. Pleasant. I was like, oh, yeah, it's about time we had. But honestly, Kojo, that was the last thing I thought you'd do. You know,
Yeah.
somehow I just thought you were cool, man. Well,
But I'm cool.
you are cool. You are cool, you know. But I thought politics was not in you.
I'm cool on the outside, but I burn on the inside.
I can tell.
Yeah,
I can tell, man.
Yeah. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. And thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thanks for
I've been
inviting
trying to get to you. And they said, hold on, you know, there's this election coming, you know. Let's get past that, and I'll be there.
True.
You know.
Because I wanted to finish with the election before I got involved in any broader conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
glad
you
it
finished
went
with the
well.
election.
Yes.
And you won.
Yes. Thanks to God.
All right. Did you expect to win?
I did. I expected to win.
Really?
Yeah. I was expecting a smaller margin, very close shave, but it ended up being better than what I expected. Yeah.
And is everything cool? Because I wasn't here yet, but of course you follow the net, and they said there were some disturbances. People were harassing the other side and all sorts of things.
No, I think there were some persons who were displeased with the results, and they expressed their displeasure in an untoward manner. But I think things are calm now. We are talking to them and explaining to them that losing an election is not the end of the world. And it's not about your personal ambition. It's about what the collective think. And if the people think that it should go this way, all that all of us need to do is to rally behind the winner and work together to achieve a common purpose, so that the real objective, which is to bring growth, development, improvement in the quality of life of our people, will be achieved. It's not about personal ambitions. So we're talking, and I'm sure things will be fine.
Yeah. Because maybe I'm not supposed to say this on air, but I saw one of the guys that came here, and he said I was actually on the opposing side, you know. But you know, so I can see there's some work going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I just met him. We had a good chat, and I'm asking all of them to help us out. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Cool. So what? So all this time you had your eye, but you're just quiet about it, and then
I didn't exactly have my eye, but I had been doing a lot of stuff in the background, which later, became relevant and useful. I have been very, very interested in politics. A lot of the work I did was about politics and governance, development. And in my party and on the ground quietly, I have been involved, supporting the party, trying to bring some improved quality to bear on what we do. Because I believe that, this country is not going to be run by prophets. It's going to be run by politicians. And there is this little thing that's going on after the culture of silence faded away, and everybody can talk up now, and with social media now. So people have all of these groups, they are chatting and complaining about things. People call into radio stations and talk about stuff, and it ends there. And we've left the exercise of governance, which in my view is the most important exercise any society needs to first deal with. We've left it to just a few people, a few career politicians, and they do with it as they please. They make it a dirty game, so that when you want to join, say, hey, it's a dirty game, don't come. It's just for us, And so on the ground, what I'd been doing as a patron of my party in the constituency over the years was supporting and, giving advice. But it got to a time when the party leadership themselves called me and said, it's not enough for you just to be paying money and giving us advice. It's time for people like you also to literally get involved. And we had to do a lot of consultations with the chiefs, with the elders, with party leaders. And once I got the indication that I was going to win, I publicly announced that.
How did you get that indication that you would win?
Because I traveled across the constituency, speaking to a lot of the delegates. I had about 3 different research teams that polled for me, and they polled without people knowing they were polling. and we got the indication that
The ground was good.
Yeah, and we therefore threw in our hat to do the hard work, because with the margin of error that we had, we knew that if we did a lot of work, a 1 month intensive campaign, we could cross the 50% mark. Because at the time with the first poll, around 42% thereabout. And so we decided to do a 1 month, very dedicated campaign, focused message. Don't focus on anybody else. Don't talk about anybody else. Don't even talk about yourself per se. But focus on the problems and the solutions and what matters to the people. And that's what we sold to the people. We sold what we call the 5-point plan for Achimanta. And the delegates bought into it and gave us a margin a little better than what we were expecting.
Wow. Show some love, man. Show some love, man. and on social media, because I saw you on Facebook, and you were giving I don't know whether it was the 5 reasons or...
Yeah, the 5-point plan. Yeah.
And I didn't know you could speak Tree like that. Hey,
I got that a lot. I would go to a place and speak, and then the delegates would say, "Pani me who TV so sana okasa yenim so titwi
Oh, that was so
yeah, but then I would explain to them that, of course, what I did required me to speak English, but it didn't mean that I'd forgotten my roots or who I was. At home, I speak Tree, so it's not.
Yeah, I speak Tree too, but not that level of fluency. So, the reaction to your running. How did you react to the reaction? Because I think I was not alone.
I think a good number of people were surprised. I think about 90% of the people were surprised. About 10% of the feedback. We did some analytics on social media. I have a very strong social media team that did some analytics. About 90% of the comments were of surprise and support. About 10% were cynical, and read other meanings into it. I was surprised at the reaction. I think that people have been very supportive, have been surprised, but have been very willing to lend a hand. I mean, some of the people who came around to support me in the campaign just blew my mind. I didn't know that there was this much level of volunteering and support here in this country. I didn't know that there was until I decided to run for politics.
Really?
If anybody is losing hope that people don't care about Ghana, people don't care about politics in Ghana or governance in Ghana, I like to tell that person that people are looking for, and I'm not saying I am, but people are looking for somebody they can believe in. And you'll be amazed at the level of sacrifice and volunteering that they will put up to support somebody they can believe in. And people bring me cars, people bring me money, people walk for hours from one village to another to go and campaign for me. I have a headmaster of a school who walked for 2 hours because he couldn't get a car to the next town. He walked for 2 hours to the next town to go and meet the delegates there to tell them that, listen, you have to vote for Kojo Oppong Nkrumah. You may not like him, but you need to vote for him because he's the kind of guy that we need to bring Ofonsia Yorubi to the national limelight and to attract the kind of attention and help that we need here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised myself because my thinking is, you can never trust anyone, everybody's in there for a quick buck, and
not true.
It's not about this spending, but what they can receive from you. But you're telling me it's the reverse?
I've been amazed. And it challenges me because then it tells me that you can't disappoint all of these people. I was on Star FM, I think, a couple of days ago, and call after call, a lot of young people kept, talking about the fact that they have hope and belief in me, and they are hopeful that I will do something different and I will not disappoint them. And KSM, you can't listen to all of these young people and go ahead and disappoint them.
Yeah.
And for me, this level of support and sacrifice challenges me that I have to do right by all of these people who are investing so much hope in me.
So it's almost as maybe pressure is not the right word, but you are in some sort of pressure to deliver.
I think
basically.
So. I think so.
Because they have hope.
Yes.
Wow.
And I cannot afford to let them down.
Wow.
My constituents have hope in me. I sold them a 5-point plan. They believed it. They bought it. Sometimes when I go to a place and I talk to the people and then they say, I get goosebumps. I'm like, but why would this 62-year-old woman say that to me? Say, so we am nana, but would the matia fa no, the mehu the metie afa no, Judi. Nti metuma ba ma because me nim say wo kwa nye dia wo be ma me di nne, but wo be bibia boy. And it challenges me.
Yes.
It challenges me that
yes.
I can't go back to this woman 4 years down the line and say, oh, guess what? I mean, I went to collect car loan, I went to do this, so I've forgotten about what you asked me to do.
No worries. No.
It'll be difficult to do that. It'll be difficult to do that.
So you think there's been, in a way, some kind of fundamental failure of politicians because there's been a lot of promise and no delivery, and so people are tired now of the promises, and so they're telling you, we believe you, because...
I think what's happened over the years is that our politicians have not met the expectations of the people. And it's led to an increased level of apathy.
Yeah.
When I was a broadcast journalist, I think before the 2008 elections, we'll travel across the country and you go to places where they'll say, no road, no vote, no water, no vote.
Yeah.
And I think it's symptomatic of the fact that people are connecting their lives to the vote and saying that I voted 2-3 times, I'm not seeing an improvement in my life. All of those things have led to a point where there's a growing level of apathy. But I think it's also because a lot of our politicians have felt helpless. Helpless in stringing together ideas and pooling resources together to impact lives one little way or the other. And I'm hopeful that for the many young people who have decided to step up and to get involved, we will do something different to bring back the confidence in politics and in governance in this country.
Give some life, man. Give some life. And when you talk about apathy, people are beginning to think, is it even worth it? So for me, when I read that some young folks like you are starting to get into politics, for me it was like, well, this is good. It's not lost, because the conventional wisdom is, politics is there, like you're saying, politics is there. So to have a crop of young guys deciding we are going to go and make the difference is great. The biggest scare for me is, will they get there and also sing the same tune? Will they change the political order or will the political order change them? Kojo?
I sincerely hope that the political order doesn't change us. I am very optimistic that for many of us who have decided to get involved across the divide, and I don't say this just for my party.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people in my party that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
I am thrilled. But I also see people across the divide, people who ordinarily wouldn't have gone into politics, who are getting involved. I mean, shortly we're going to try and do something that's apartisan to encourage more people to get involved.
Lovely.
But as I see all of these people, leave their very formal jobs where they were earning a good paycheck, where they didn't need to get into the hustle of politics, and come into this very difficult, rugged terrain, risk a lot, spend a lot of their energy, their emotions, their time, their resources. I am tempted to believe the better side of them. That it is the goodness in them, it's the altruism in them that they are bringing to bear. And I mean, I find it hard to believe that I'll sit across the table with George Anda and there'll be a bill on the table that we both realize doesn't make sense, and then both of us will say yeah, just because we are required to say yeah. I would rather lose my seat any day than be silly for a political cause. And I think that it's not just me, but I see a lot of people who share that view.
I mean, that's good news to me, because that's the change that will make Ghana, and when I see that change, you see more young guys like you wanting to get in, that's all I'm hoping, that you go there and change the things, because
we're not supermen.
You're not supermen,
but I think we can contribute something. We can contribute something.
Yeah. So super morning show doing that, and I remember, and I hope that person is watching because he's just my cousin.
Okay.
I don't know what issue he was, but he was swearing Kojo Oppong is NDC.
I got that a lot.
You got that a lot?
I got
that. And I said, don't I know your mother or something to do with the 31st? Did your mother do something with
No, she's not done anything with 31st. No.
But so this shows you rumors in Ghana.
Oh yes, I mean.
I said, "Mommy, 31st woman."
No. I heard a lot of those.
But that was when you were on the show. I said, when I listened to Kojo Nkrumah, he just comes across, he does his job, and he does it real well.
Yeah.
You know, even if he is NDC, so what? Or if he's MPP, so what? All I know is that he does his job and he does it real well. You know. So when this thing came, I called him. Say, Charlie,
what did he say?
That he's shocked. You see. But that's.
No, I think that there are a lot of people who also consume media material who come with a very high level of suspicion, and I don't begrudge them. But I had a lot of it during my days at Joy FM. The MPP often, accused me of working for the other side. The NDC also accused me of working for the other side. They wrote articles about me. I mean, both sides. You find them online today if you go online. But I think for me and for the entire team at Joy FM, the focus has always been to get the job done. And at Joy FM, I say we are because I still consider myself a part of the family. We are people who have different philosophies and persuasions. But when you get on the airwaves, the question that needs to be asked needs to be asked. The opinion that needs to be expressed needs to be expressed, regardless of, how your party. You can go and vote and come back.
Vote your way.
Vote and come back, and the results that are coming in show that your party is losing, and you have to make a call that the way these numbers are going, it appears that this person is going to, be the winner. And you have to be able to, with a straight face, do it professionally.
Your wife, how's your wife handling? She was for you, or she was, how is?
She wasn't excited about the idea. She was like, when you finally left radio, I was excited that finally we have you to ourselves.
Now?
And now you're going again, this time into a more rugged terrain. But we had a lengthy conversation, and I explained to her that I want to be sure that my children can grow up in a country that when I'm dead and gone, I am confident they can survive in. A country that will not be swallowed by corruption, a country that will not be swallowed by inefficiency and cronyism, but a country in which things work, a country in which the systems work. So I don't want to spend my time trying to just protect my children, give them some education, and ship them off abroad. But I want to spend what's left of my life working to create that system so that when I'm dying on my deathbed, I can smile and say that I'm okay because I know that the system that my kids are going to live in
is much better.
Is much better. And I think after a lengthy conversation, she was like, okay. Give it a shot, we'll trust you, we'll support you. And they've been supportive so far.
Show some love, man. Well, I'm glad we're having this conversation. Congratulations for winning.
Thank you.
And how does the big picture look? Are you likely to be the next MP in the area?
I suspect I'll be the next MP of the area.
Fantastic.
There's a lot of hard work ahead of us. Our fortunes have dwindled in the constituency in times past. We need to do a lot of hard work, heavy lifting, to show up our fortunes. I am somebody who doesn't talk much about my plans and my strategies. You were not here, but you would have noticed that during the campaign, a lot of things were said about me. There was a lot of talk, but I didn't respond to any of them. Because the work is done on the ground. It's not about blabbing around. So, I'm not going to do a lot of talking, but we're going to have to do a lot of hard work on the ground.
Okay.
I spent time visiting every one of the 421 delegates.
Wow.
Not once, at least about 5 times.
Each of them?
Yes. We have about 100,000 people in the constituency. I'm not sure if I can visit all of them, but we'll visit as many of them as we can to take the message to every home, every kitchen, and try and get them on our side one more time.
Wow. My final question. My final question. Let's say you've won, and the party has won. Akufo-Addo then calls you, Kofi, maniaji pa. And then minister, that's how he talks to him. What would you say?
No, I think it's dangerous to start politics by looking with some high ambitions and looking for some appointments. The job I have, applied for is to be a member of parliament and to deliver what we call a 5-point plan for the constituency.
And that's what you want to focus on.
I want to do that and do it so well that if I have reason to go ask my people for a second term,
you can,
I'll be confident in going back to them.
Okay.
Anything else is bonus.
The man was born a politician. No? Kofi, by the way, Kojo, Kofi, what am I talking about? You know the thing I shipped, I think they've laced it, man.
They've tried to juice you up.
But, you know, Pulse Fitness is proudly associated with us.
Okay.
And they have a beautiful gym. I don't know if you've been to any of their gyms.
I've heard about it.
You've
I
heard
haven't
about
been
it?
there, yes.
Well, this is a 3-day pass for my guest.
Okay.
So,
Well,
you
thank
know.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you.
They'll be happy to see you, man.
Thank you. Now that my stomach is gone, I'm sure I can convert it into a 1-pack.
You can.
Yeah.
Even at 58, I'm trying. You know, so
It'll be
you
well.
have the whole well ahead. Yeah.
It'll be well.
So that's for you, and it's from Pulse Fitness. But
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'm happy, like you're saying, on both sides. Everybody, younger people like you, are getting in, but with the focus of changing, making real change. You know. And I'm very, very confident and sure that when you and Georgianda have a bill to pay, you won't just say, yeah, yeah. But, put your hands together, man. Kojo, Oppong, Nkrumah. All right. Well, stick around, folks. We'll be right back.